Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back for Paladins Week 2. All the qualifiers for the DreamHack Championship that we're going to be having there, well, the tournament basically that we're going to be having there. My name is the Hindu Man, and alongside me is Kevin Adonis, going to be bringing you all the action from the final of Europe today between Death and Taxes and Team Question Mark. Both these teams expected to reach the finals this week.
These teams that have made it pretty far in the past couple weeks and kind of the pre-qualifiers as well, but the top teams in both Europe and North America have already qualified into Week 5 of the Paladins Qualifiers, so that's something to note here as well. As we progress, it's going to all accumulate into a single tournament where then I believe 2 teams from each region will then be crowned champions and head over to DreamHack to compete in that 100K.
Well, let's see who will advance through to Week 5 today and who will move to Week 3 and look to compete one more time. We're ready for this Game 1 to begin, and there we go on your screen straight away. We'll see Simsiloo, SunCommander, Bozey, Tuzkar, and Bird for the side of Death and Taxes. And meanwhile, across the way, we have Question Mark.
That's Mugiwawa, Gerrah. We have Kamyker, FresHkimo, and Marre. And these teams spouting 2 members of some Smite competitive scenes. It's been a while since they've played, though. Looking at the Mugiwawa side.
There is now Kamyker on the opposition side here. Question Mark. He had a fantastic game we saw earlier on today. Going to the backline on this EV, putting the pressure on to those squishy backliners that are looking to put poke damage on. However, the lineup this time around of Death and Taxes here, it's a little bit more frontline orientated. The real backline target to look for would, I guess, be Tuzkar on the Barrack. But Barrack, he's going to have his own defense himself.
And like you said, most of these, or both of these teams are kind of running the core 3 we're seeing right now of this Ruckus, Brock, and Barrack combination. And already, first blood going.
Grok gets that one, gerrah takes out Bozey, and now with the Ruckus being tuned in with here, SunCommander is in a bit of trouble there as well at the moment. We are obviously on the side of Team Question Mark watching this one out. SunCommander was getting very low there. Kamyker is keeping at bay on that EV at the moment, being poked out by Pip nicely from the vantage point. He's got no real focus on him just yet. The damage is good.
Death and Taxes here have a little bit on the point already, and this Pip doing a lot of damage right now, being untouched in the back line. Bird takes out gerrah, while Marre takes out SunCommander. Ruckus v Ruckus in one hit, but Marre comes out on top here over Bird.
Marre's having a good little opportunity on himself on the Ruckus. He needs to regen a little bit there on the point, though. Grog doing what he can, has to ghost walk away back to the safety, but it does give the opportunity here for Question Mark to get control.
It looks like they're actually going to start propping up here some points, as Grok was actually chased off the point, and full control right now in Question Mark's favor here, and they've actually forced most of Death and Taxes back at this point.
But Death and Taxes is just going to group up first of all, maybe just give up this point, or at least give an opportunity for the team to group together, and that's not what Question Mark want to do here. They want to try and siege them in, and now Pip is back in the action for them.
Evil Mojo's available, and he's going to pop it, turning a couple players into chickens, but it doesn't look like it's going to affect everyone he wanted to. Ice Storm on top of the point as well, and it looks like Question Mark's going to be able to secure it right now. 95 points, and that's going to be 2 for them unless this Pip can stop it.
Mugiwawa does go down finally to Simsiloo there. They're on the point, but they're going to retreat again to the high ground for Simsiloo on this Pip to just recreate another position. Going to head straight to the spawn point here of Question Mark and stop them getting in.
It's a 1v1 with Grok, and he's getting the better of it right now. Healing Totem is down. Going to keep gerrah healthy for now, and Pip quickly. He's got a waitlist out of there. Can't stay around in the fight, but his team captures the point. 2 quick points for Question Team Mark.
No, it's Death and Taxes get that point now. They're going to be able to push on with the payload now. Simsiloo going to march it forward, stick with it. The rest of his team pushing forward to Question Mark's base now, looking to bring down some targets just beforehand.
And now we have a Ruckus fighting gerrah here, but he's forced out very quickly as Marre surges forward as well. And he's going to find the kill onto SunCommander.
Yeah, SunCommander a bit of too much more than he could chew then with that one. What he ended up doing was trading with a Grok's not the best situation with the healing as well. So at the moment there, Death and Taxes are up 2-0. The scores at the top where you see it is actually reversed there. Just so you guys at home know, Death and Taxes in the lead, and you see Bird for Death and Taxes there, raining hell from the skies.
Doing a lot, takes out Marre as well, and there's the extrapolated. Oh, and a big explosion, just putting out a lot of poke damage right now. This is going to force Question Mark back as Death and Taxes tries to push this payload forward more and more, and quickly. This Ruckus doing a lot of work right now. gerrah getting focused out as well. And SunCommander just putting in the damage right now. FresHkimo getting pretty low, looking for the last hit, and he's going to find it.
It's good work from Question Mark, though. Trying to use the high high ground to their advantage and use that extra level just to keep them at bay. But the problem is the payload is still continuing forward. Another minute and a half still remaining for Death and Taxes to look for the conversion and get an additional 2 points.
Grok gonna heal up here. He has his ultimate available, and he's actually gonna turn on 2 players as they come around the corner, but quickly he falls as Marre takes out Bozey.
He does take out Bozey, and that's just going to give him a bit of time for Marre now to set up with Team Question Mark on the defense once more. Payload is definitely in Question Mark's favor now for just defensive purposes. Death and Taxes hold back for a moment. They want to group up as a unit, get themselves together before sieging, and here we go again, Bird in the sky.
All Team Question Mark, our group though, they're on the payload trying to push it back. Marre forcing back SunCommander right now. It's a 2-on-1, and gerrah finds the last hit. But here comes the push coming out from Barrack right now. Barricade going out for now. Marre actually distracted chasing kills, allows the payload to get pushed here a little bit. One more hit, and there it is. gerrah takes out Tuzkar.
This is very good focus from Question Mark now. They're working as a unit and picking up the kills, focusing fire, bringing down this front line, not allowing Death and Taxes in, and keeping this payload pushing back.
40 seconds right now, and it still hasn't even reached the gate. And right now, Death and Taxes, they need to be grouping up. They're coming in, getting picked off one at a time. You can see Evil Mojo's up, and Pip's going forward, but quickly knocked back by Barrack. And honestly, it doesn't look like Team Question Mark, or it actually looks like Team Question Mark is going to be able to hold this payload here. 24 seconds left.
Marre's doing a lot of work on the front line with that Ruckus for Question Mark just to keep them up. Mugiwawa with the shield there, but under pressure in there once again. We're going to see SunCommander chase in here, looking for the pressure. Will pick up the kill onto FresHkimo for the time being, but the payload's moving, and it will stay moving. Obviously, we'll hit overtime if someone's still on the point.
Ghostwalk for now, going to keep Grok alive. Evil Mojo is up if Pip wants to use it. Death and Taxes, it's so close here. Do they have the grouping, though? That's the question. They're going to take out the counter Grok, and that's 3 quick kills for Death and Taxes. They should be able to push this in here, but the point's holding.
He's got the ultimate down to Mugiwawa, but it wasn't enough. He was alone, and they will get the conversion for the 4 points in the very first round.
That was close.
Now we go into the next phase. With that play, though, we saw the capture point very, very quickly go into Death and Taxes' favor. However, we saw the defense from Question Mark was good at that stage.
Yes.
It just didn't last long enough. The group up was good enough.
And you could see the kill streaks on the side right there. The final push from Death and Taxes, very powerful. Most members here on a 5 kill streak, 7 onto Bozey. The Grok doing a ton of work, and now the burn cards, they're starting to come through.
Got some blast shield coming out as well as some develop. So with the develop, you'll get some extra health for your
600.
team as well. Death and Taxes will have an advantage here. Remember, burn cards with the latest patch you do lose the burn cards when you die.
Death.
So if this very first invasion on this point could be critical.
And you can see this Grok has aggression as well. 400 points, doesn't want to lose this. Barricade coming out from both teams, but right now Death and Taxes has full control of the point, and they're starting to funneling in some kills, looking for this Ruckus here. One more hit, and it's going to connect. Simsiloo takes out Marre as SunCommander eliminates Mugiwawa, and now chasing it down FresHkimo as he tries to get to the point.
Rough situation now for Team Question Mark. They're already losing burn cards left and right on the point. However, though, Tuzkar does go down to Grok's nice little play. Kimo got the credit, but it was all Bozey that did that work. Talk about Bozey some more. He's going to help out his team for Kimo to get another one.
And now SunCommander trying to stop this Grok, but there's the emitter shield. No ultimate. Actually, Hexafire is going to be up soon, 98%, and it looks like he's just going to disengage for now. It's going to be up in a couple more hits for him. Death and Taxes and Team Question Mark here. All 5 players alive for both squads. Neither really wants to full commit on the point, though. They're just looking for the kills.
Well, they're looking to try and burn away the burn cards, clearly, first of all, but in trouble at the moment is Bird in the sky, having to take away, but that mobility from being able to fly around the map is paying off for him at the moment. Dragon Punch may be available, but does he want to use it just now?
He's too low. He doesn't want to go in and waste it. Even if he finds a kill, he's going to immediately die, but no, he's coming through. It's charging up. He's looking for a kill, and it's going to connect onto Marre, but no, it is enough to kill him.
He gets Marre, but he doesn't get anything else of it. The rest of the team sieging the point. Death and Taxes in control of it. 53 so far, needs that 100. And at the moment, Question Mark, well, they're doing what they can.
This should be Death and Taxes here. There's already one dead, and most are pushed back. Mugiwawa surging forward, trying to take out Pip here. But look, Bird around the back. He's trying to pinch him as well. There goes Evil Mojo. We're seeing a couple chickens on the board, and now Team Question Mark, they're trying to take control of the point. Too late, however, and it goes to Death and Taxes.
Death and Taxes gets in. You see Bird in the sky, flying ahead of his team.
They don't want him
the
back.
team mountain, trying to stop them from mountain so they can run them down like dogs.
FresHkimo actually caught here by the counter Pip, looking for the damage, but it's not going to come through. FresHkimo poked back for now, and this Eevee actually surging forward as well, looking to counter.
Just off the mark with a blink there to try and get in range and pin the healing Pip back, but the chain lightning coming out nicely there from Garrett just to push them back a little bit more. But obviously Bozey on that one as well. The trade is interesting between the two, and Ghostwalk forced by him as well.
I think Death and Taxes here are about to reset, but really Team Question Mark doesn't want them to do that. They're forcing them back. They're not allowing Death and Taxes to get healthy and come back as a unit. The reset actually not there, and actually Kamyker goes forward, pops his ice block, and now the turnaround is real. Mugiwawa actually managed to get out.
That was more bait than anything else. Run around the
beautiful.
corner, bring him in, and if he really needs to, use the rocket boots to escape from the danger zone once more. Good little position for them, and the payload in a pretty good situation. Less than 2 minutes left to go. We saw what happened last time round. They should be able to find the conversion again if they just wait for the right moment.
And now the group up. Actually, no. Salvo goes through. Dragon Punch is available for Bird if he wants to use it. But really, this is a beautiful hold right now for Team Question Mark. Last time, it took them a little bit longer to kind of get control of the point. This should allow them to stagger a little bit better.
Oh,
Dragon Punch.
Being shadowed. Who's he looking for? Doesn't manage the connection.
No, he gets Marre again.
He did get Marre, though, which is the front line down. Followed
Kamyker.
by Kamyker. Goes down at the back. There's only gerrah on the point now, trying to defend it, trying to stop the payload pushing in.
He's the last alive.
He'll hold for while he can, with Grok coming in too in support. It's not enough. The push is on once more.
And now, Team Question Mark, they're starting to spawn again, but look at this. Bird just taking to the top side, just trying to do as much poke damage as he can. He doesn't want Team Question Mark to be healthy when they try and defend this, and right now, even if he falls here, he's just distracting Team Question Mark, and look at that payload. Still a minute left, and it's already on the point.
It is on the point, but
this is through.
He's there. Bozey's trying to do the pressure a little bit more, but Marre does clean him up in the end. It does look like he's going to go eventually. It's so close.
Oh, somehow, Team Question Mark hold 4 now. 50 seconds remaining, however, and Death and Taxes. They've had a couple deaths. They're now a little bit staggered, but Eevee managing to get away just barely here. And the Pip just trying to throw out some poke damage for now, waiting for the rest of his team to rotate back in, and here it is. SunCommander by his side.
I'm just
Bozey
not
as
sure.
well.
The way this game's going so far, Kamyker on Eevee had a great game earlier on in the tournament. I just don't think it's working out against the composition of Death and Taxes here. There's no many people he can really look to focus on and pick off, because this is a tanky lineup they've got, as we actually see them going, looking for the pick on Ruckus there, who's bravely firing away. Marre trying to get out of danger as SunCommander chases in.
He's deep by himself. 15 seconds left. The payload's been pushed back a little bit, but here comes Hexafire trying to do damage, looking for the Eevee to take out Kamyker, but he's actually kiting around the boxes, and the return kill comes in. Marre takes out SunCommander. 4 seconds left on the point. This one could go to overtime.
Marre does fall down to Simsiloo there as well, and we can still see them trying to bring down
It's
everything
so
they
close.
can. Mugiwawa on the point was doing what he could to keep it up with a barricade down as well. They're going to hold for now a Team Question Mark, but
It's
still
so close.
Simsiloo is doing what he needed to, and it fails. 8 points the way of Death and Taxes. Just one single capture, one single defense, and round one will go the way.
FresHkimo there at the end, trying to save himself, actually backs away from the payload, and it allows the rest of Death and Taxes to push it forward. Now, probably going to fall there anyway, but still a little bit of a misplay coming up for him. Now, 8-0. All that needs to happen right now for Death and Taxes to take game 1 is just capture the point.
It's Eevee versus Drogoz for me is the biggest change between the two rosters. The rest, as you can see, all identical. But Eevee's just not finding anyone to focus on. Who should? Where do you focus? I mean, realistically, it's the Barrack more than anything else.
It's been hard for them to get in, and this is more of a good job by Death and Taxes and grouping together. And you're seeing a lot of the teams, they don't full commit. Sometimes they'll actually reset back. You've even seen Bird go in with that Dragon Punch at a very low health bar, has no fear. He just needs to he just resets himself and then comes back in.
Well, Question Mark got on the point to get 26 tickets on, but now Death and Taxes, they're going to take their opportunity with their burn cards. Question Mark trying to just keep contesting for the time being, but it's going to be a very difficult ask at this stage of the game now.
And you can see them actually targeting out gerrah. Evil Mojo used by FresHkimo just to keep himself alive right now. Still no control of the point. It's right now 59. Death and Taxes. All they need is 40 more to secure this. And Team Question Mark, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to close the gap. They have 4 members around this, but Grok's doing a good job of poking players out.
All they need to do is leave Tuzkar on the point to continue capturing it, and the rest of the team poke him down, keep him at bay. But Tuzkar falls to Marre once more. Once more, Question Mark come onto the point to siege it and take control. Being forced away at the moment is Bozey on this Grok as we tune in with him, taking on a world of hurt, and in the end, FresHkimo will take his life.
That was a beautiful play by Team Question Mark. They're going to get this point capture. Now, what they did is they actually waited to full commit. They took a little bit of poke, but they were dishing some out on their ends, and then all you see there was the Ruckus come in, pop Hexafire, force everyone from Death and Taxes away, and the rest of the team comes following up with their ultimates as well, forces Death and Taxes off the point, and they get control.
SunCommander versus Harry, something we're going to be seeing all day long. Both both on the Ruckus at the moment. FresHkimo firing the shots onto him. With that bird in the skies, you can see they're looking for an option down the cavern here where Bozey's in a bit of trouble there, has to ghost walk back to safety, but the payload only halfway there so far.
Oh, Kamyker.
Eevee in trouble again.
I thought he was going to get caught out there, but it's very hard to lock down an Eevee. And now it looks like the attention's onto Marre right now as Pip rains fire here. Gerrah in a little bit of trouble, payload being pressed forward, and all Death and Taxes needs to do is hold this single point, and they're going to win the game.
Smart play from Simsiloo there on this Pip as we tune in with him. Just deleting the turret, the totem first of all.
Yes.
Reduce the healing coming out there from gerrah just to pause them back.
And look at this.
And great damage through the caverns again.
They're all grouped up right now. Team ? They're trying to play as a unit, but they're all in this small area, and it's allowing Pip, who has his kind of AoE damage, to put so much splash onto them. And this looks like Death and Taxes has full control right now. They're working as a unit around their barrack, around their Grog, and around their Pip.
gerrah goes in and picks up two. Bozey and Tuzkar down. That's some of the defensive front line they had. Simsiloo's going to drop two to Mugiwawa. And now with the Hexafire coming out, they're looking for something, but he's going to go down. So, Commander, this could be a conversion now for ?
4 quick kills, Death and Taxes. They've got 3 members here to defend this. 2 about to spawn in a second. It's Barrack beef Barrack real close right now. Marre in the back line just raining fire. And there comes Tempest as well. And Tuzkar actually going to take out 2 members in return. And Death and Taxes, they're fighting back. They're looking for Gerrah. They need a couple more hits onto him to finish him and make him respawn. But it looks like Team ? are going to be able to back out successfully. Still a minute left to push that payload in.
This was just smart play from both teams. Team ? Assault using their ultimates to gain control of the payload, push it in. However, Death and Taxes were very wise. They held them to the very last minute, and for the final defense, pop theirs in response, get them off the point. Now they have another opportunity to try and defend again. 45 seconds on the clock.
You can see Pip trying to do what he can. Mugiwawa on the side, and this is just great Pip play, honestly. He's putting out so much damage, playing in a safe area, although getting very low. Needs to be careful. You can see him hiding in the corner here. And now, Marre here trying to stop this payload.
That's SunCommander at the moment as well, looking for that one. There's Marre in this guy. SunCommander around the back as Bird is firing shots down on him, but with that shield up and available for him, it's going to keep him a little bit more sustained. He's still going in as Marre as he pops the Hexafire, but in the back of the head, the dragon will shoot you tonight.
And he's going to find Eevee as well, trying to isolate her. Needs to reload, however, does have Salvo in a couple seconds and has his Dragonfire. Eevee actually going to blink forward, and right now, Bird's just doing such a good job of putting out so much damage. 4 more seconds.
Just got a quadra kill in this engagement. I know we were following him as well, but a great play. Death and Taxes with that defense pick up the final point they needed, and that will get them through.
Look at the damage numbers coming out right now for Death and Taxes, just doing so much work. That Pip that we took note of right now, 89,000 damage, and he was just kind of free-firing in the back. He died the fewest in the game, and that was just great positioning coming out of Simsiloo.
Am I talking about Drogoz versus Eevee's, the big roster change here because of the champions they chose right now? Look at the damage difference between the two. Eevee's not really had that much to be able to do in terms of damage here.
Bird also with 33 elimination. He was a part of the most kills in the game there. I think the next highest was 28 coming out from one of his teammates, and that was just a really good play coming out from Death and Taxes, getting full control of the point for the first 2 rounds. That allowed them to stack up a lot of credits and get their Bird cards online, and from there they kind of just snowballed a little bit too hard for ?
Now this should be Simsiloo, I believe, after the capture point that they pick up here and just start pushing on with the team of Death and Taxes now, just pressuring down. This was just good play from Death and Taxes, stopping them from getting on those mounts and getting a defensive position up early. You can see straight in, straight force it back.
I really like Simsiloo's play here, just nonstop. And right, that's the thing. ? was trying to get back to safety, but immediately Simsiloo just chases them very deep into their own base, and just that allows the payload to get such kind of this massive distance. A lot of times you want to regroup as your team and then stop it as a unit, but that gave Death and Taxes so much opportunity to just push it half the distance there without any resistance.
So game 2, what do you want to see a little bit different coming out here from ? Is there anything different? Do you want different champions or different way of setting things up earlier?
It really seemed like the Pip outplay was a little bit too much. Simsiloo just had such good positioning. As a unit as well, a lot of players were kind of getting picked off one at a time. Then it seems like the ultimates were being timed very well together, though, but we'll have to see if Team ? can answer back.
Well, game 2, about to come on your screens right now. Death and Taxes up 1-0. First to 5 whole games will win this, so if you win 3 in a row, or whichever, first to 3 basically wins it out. And this time round, let's see if we've got any differences. Nope.
Kamyker.
Same rosters.
Still going with that Eevee. Bird, obviously, he's not going to be switching it up either. We have a couple, looks like the double healing build coming out of Bozey and Simsiloo for now, but some of the players are changing right now, trying to kind of tailor their composition to what they want to go.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see anything different out of Death and Taxes there. They played that pretty well. The one difference that I saw on the offense with that payload towards the end, they popped their ultimates very, very early, trying to just get siege control, but didn't factor in the respawns coming out of Death and Taxes. And obviously, they've not seen any ults themselves. Should have been aware of that.
And that Grok went in, and honestly, he ults and he kills 2 or 3 people instantly. But the problem is that they all died at the same time. And then, like you said, Death and Taxes, they came back very strong and were able to hold the point. And now, Control going over the way of Death and Taxes
Ghost
for now.
Already forced on gerrah, which may relinquish pressure on that point from Team Question Mark there. You can see as we're tuning in with SunCommander now, just creating a presence around the back now. He realizes that, so now they're going to control the point for now, but back away.
Pops emitter as well, just giving his team a little bit of protection so they can stay on the point there. Kamyker actually not aware right now on the back line, and quickly Bird takes to the sky looking for a hit onto Marre, but he can't find it, and he'll fall in return.
Yeah, Bird in trade for Mugiwawa there now, so 1 for 1 off the match, but they will respawn very, very quickly in this one. SunCommander trying to look for something there, but it's actually Simsiloo that will pick up FresHkimo, as once again Kamyker under pressure one more time. Ice Block comes out to give himself room to escape.
It's so hard to lock down the Eevee, but the problem is, even though the Eevee's escaping, she's losing in most of these fights. Right now, Death and Taxes full controlling on the point right now.
And you saw Tuzkar there on that barrack. He should be the focus of the Eevee this game, trying to pick him up. But while he's being focused out there by Ruckus, there's no way he can get in to do any damage.
89 right now, going to be 91, 94, and this point should go over the way of Death and Taxes.
Beautiful control once again, this time for Death and Taxes. You can see the 2 points is actually in their favor. They are the blue score on the top of your screen at 2/9 at the moment. Mugiwawa on the front line will combine to help pick up some Simsiloo there. Credit going over to Kamyker on the Eevee, and Kamyker once again being focused down. Bozey on the front line pushing this payload, and this is where Grok really shines on the payload if he can keep himself up. Ghost Walk and the totem come down to heal him up.
Just trying to heal and reset himself right now. And this is actually the rest of his team kind of just forcing everyone off at this moment. The payload's not moving right now, and that's just the positioning of Team Question Mark. You can see they're very grouped up, and they forced Death and Taxes back. If you look at the top of your screen, a couple players really poked out, so they need to heal up before they really force anything.
And that's what they're doing, just hold
Hex
in
of
the area
fire
they've got right now. Turret goes down, so no healing available for gerrah there. He can have to back away now. The turret is starting to push the payload, rather, I should say. Gerrah trying to keep hold of this turret at the moment, but both with the damage coming down here from SunCommander, he's going to rush through and look for it.
He really wants this fight. Has Hex of Fire, but it gets frozen out quickly, and gerrah is turning it on him right now, and gerrah actually moving forward. Bird going to take out FresHkimo in the meantime as well.
But meanwhile, on the point, the payload's still moving forward at the moment. They did relinquish pressure in that cavern there, which allowed Kamyker to get some pressure onto the payload, but the payload still moving, chugging away, time and time again.
gerrah in a 1v1 fight right now. He's going to lose to Tuzkar. Tuzkar doing so much work. Has Dome Shield as well if he really wants to force this. It's going to be a 1v1 with Mugiwawa. Both barricades are out right now, and the payload is stuck. They're trying to push it through the gate. It's very close to capturing.
Mugiwawa's doing a good job there, but he's still got more members coming in. SunCommander on the point as well for a moment. He will actually take out FresHkimo. The ultimate is available. He doesn't want to use it just yet, Tuzkar, so he will fall down. But this is all good stuff for teams, for Death and Taxes.
SunCommander going to isolate out Mugiwawa here. Barricade on the wrong side is actually Grok's over there too. Bozey and SunCommander combining very well, but Mugiwawa somehow escapes. But it looks like Question Mark are actually forcing Death and Taxes off of the point.
This is waiting for the respawns to come through. Remember, we just lost Tuzkar as well. He's going to be running back across the map at the same time. But Bird using this option round the back, trying to get some poke damage on, create a distraction for his team to group up on the payload now. And here comes the big fight. Bird has been left alone now. Bird's going to come in from the sky at the same time as Simsiloo is going to go in and deal some damage to the Ruckus.
Ice Storm doing a lot of work right now. Payload under contention here. No one's fallen from either team just yet. We're looking for who could find the first kill. Pip very low, getting isolated out. And it actually looks like Death and Taxes are being forced out of here. They've already lost one. No, Bird actually takes out Marre. Excuse me. And Bird has just been doing so much work in this back line, staying at these upper hand points and just putting out so many rockets.
Keeping the damage dealers at bay from getting damage. If you see FresHkimo trying to rain down on the payload there. But now with Bird in the sky, he's got to back away
10
again.
seconds.
10 seconds left, but we will hit overtime, especially with 3 members of Death and Taxes still on this payload for now. And there's Tuzkar on the backside as well, available if he needs to be.
Marre takes out Bird here. Overtime, 6 seconds left, but it's going to be very hard for Death and Taxes to push this one through. They've already lost one, but they're holding strong. The barricade right now on the point. Overtime, still 6 seconds. Question mark, they're holding for now. They need to start coming up with some kills, though.
Keep an eye on the Grox. If one of them's got an ultimate, it will clear it out. Overtime's going to end in 2 more seconds at the moment. Question mark have put on a defense, and it looks like they will defend for the first time this game.
Just barely, and a big thing to note here is they got a lot of kills at the end. They're holding that point. That's going to give them a lot more credits going into this spy time to where they will be able to purchase some burn cards.
So opportunity now for the burn cards to come through and see what everybody's going to be picking up for the next round. Bozey there picks himself some extra health alongside additional healing on his totem as well.
I mean, you already have the healing build coming out of Pip and Grok as well. You might as well increase that, and that's going to keep you alive. That's one of the most important things, right? Even if it's very dangerous to get aggressing and die at the start, but if you have bonus healing, that's going to mean it's very hard for the other team to lock you down and finish you off.
Oh my bad, that's healing reduction coming out.
Oh, excuse me.
So the healing reduction will affect the team even more if they can keep themselves alive, especially with Chain Lightning on someone like Bozey. Hits multiple targets at the same time.
And you can see Blast Shield as well, going to be very useful against these high damage characters coming out. Both teams here looking for the kills early on in these point contentions.
Yeah, question mark, using that barricade to try and set up an option for the team to get into this turret area at the moment. Ghost Form already used by Bozey at the moment. Still trying to put the pressure down on the point. Point still under contest.
You can see Grok on the side here. And actually, most of Death and Taxes are grouped up, and it seems like Team Question Mark have control right now. Ice Storm coming through just to force Death and Taxes off of the point as Question Mark have control, but it looks like they're not going to have that for long.
Barricade comes down, so he sets up Tuzkar and Bozey to just get control of the point and hold it for a few more seconds. Tick, tick, tick away. Goes the point for a moment or two. 29 in their favor right now in favor.
You can see now, Question mark, surging forward here. Kamyker actually takes out Bird successfully, and Grok is forced to ghost walk off, and Mugiwawa just puts up a barricade. It's going to be very hard for Death and Taxes to get control of this point together unless they start grouping again.
Kamyker trying to do what he can on that Eevee and just poke people out, but he's so spotted every time. As soon as he gets focused fire. Nice damage coming out from Simsiloo, though, on the point. Lots of burst coming out, which is going to allow Bozey to go in with the ultimate and pick up Gerrah.
That was huge from Bozey. Hits the Tempest, doing so much damage, taking out one player. Now Death and Taxes, they waited it out. Then they siege together, and now Pip surging forward. He's looking for a return kill, and it's Simsiloo taking out FresHkimo.
Simsiloo playing like a beast
and he's doing it again. He's getting question mark as they come off their spawn. It's going to be so much harder for them to get in and control this point.
Get them off the mount first of all, slows them down, keep them in combat, and when you're under fire, weightless away. SunCommander alongside him, sustaining them both up as well. Now with the payload in their favor, that's already 2 points in the bag. Can they find another 2?
He's looking for a kill onto gerrah, though, and it's actually SunCommander surging forward, and SunCommander will take him out. Marre does manage to take out Bird in return, however, and once again, Simsiloo fighting this 1v1 with FresHkimo, but the rest of his team is coming around the corner.
SunCommander again, that's a triple kill for him on the Ruckus one more time. He got a quadra last time round. This guy is on fire again. People have been talking about how well he plays, and his Ruckus is outstanding.
It's amazing, and Ruckus is so crucial to the meta. People thought that maybe he would fall out, you know, coming into this patch. He saw a couple nerfs, but doing so much work. He has Hexafire there, but he's going to fall.
He cast a curse.
He went in like 1v4, okay?
Cast a curse. He felt himself a bit too much, and we gave him too much credit there as with Bozey on the point right now.
Ghost walk away. No, three quick kills coming out for Death and Taxes. You can see 3 members still to spawn, 4 actually right now dead for Team Question Mark. This is going to give Death and Taxes a lot of movement on this payload here. It should make it at least through the gate before Question Mark can hold.
And there's another one going down Mugiwawa as well. That means there's not going to be no barricade on the point, so he's going to be able to gerrah with the Ghost Walk, keeping him busy. And there's the support from the Ruckus too. Chickens are out, however, so it's dinner time for the boys of Death and Taxes.
Question Mark trying to hold right now, but they're getting forced off, and there it is. That's 6 points now for Death and Taxes. All they need now is to capture the point and push it in, and they should be good.
Should be good indeed, but once again, burn card time, one more time round. As you can see, the amount, though, the Death and Taxes have. Look at those burn cards coming out. There's not much on the side of Question Mark right now. Only gerrah really getting
blast
any
shields,
to himself.
Couple blast shields, really the only thing notable for the team. 2 players don't even have enough credits to purchase burn cards. This is where it gets really bad. Death and Taxes, they actually don't even need to force this here. They could actually play very passively, just trying to stay alive, and then all in the team. And if they get a wipe and none of them lose their burn cards, it's almost a guaranteed win.
Well, it could be a guaranteed 2 points. It is a guaranteed 2 points if they get to that capture point and secure it for themselves. Once again, Simsiloo on the front line with the pit, firing the rockets early into the cavern, expects them to come out, but Mugiwawa has turned up on that barrack as well. FresHkimo trying to return fire, but he's already at half health and has to heal himself up.
Explosive Fast's doing a little bit of damage as well, and once again, Simsiloo just trying to find some kills with his team. Actually, here comes Tempest by gerrah. He's going to find one kill, do enough damage to force a couple off. Here, Tuzkar falls, Bird actually takes out Mugiwawa, and FresHkimo takes out Bird in
It
return.
doesn't like he did. Simsiloo firing rockets on Chemo in the point. SunCommander keeping him busy as Bozey picks up a double on gerrah and Marre as well. SunCommander will pick up Chemo at the end of that one as well. And that ult from gerrah there, the Tempest comes out. I guess they were making the Hail Mary play this game.
They tried, but 4 members fall. Death and Taxes have full control of the point right now. You can see SunCommander doing his job like he normally does. Don't allow Team Question Mark into this. Knock them off their mounts before they can even get close in the point. It's already at 65%.
They're so confident. Bozey as well is with them as Tuzkar, as well as
3 members.
3 members all just keeping them at bay. Like, guys, if you want to get to this point, you got to fight for us first, and we're not going to give up for a fight. Mugiwawa is in trouble. Mugiwawa will fall.
Isolated in the back line, and that's another 4 kills going the way of Death and Taxes. They have the objective captured. They're on map point right now here. 8 out of 9. All they need to do now is push this payload into the base of Question Mark, and they're going to go up a quick 2-0. And now this is a best of 5, which means they need 3 to win. But having a 2-0 gives you so many options, right? You can drop 2 games and still find the win.
Slow it down if you need to as well, and that's what they're doing right now. They're just slowly moving the payload in. They recognize they have the advantage here. They're basically on match point for the rest of the game for themselves. So let's slowly bring the payload down and pick them up. SunCommander doesn't do that. SunCommander going all in again.
Finds a double, almost a triple, but Bozey actually steals it away from him. And again, he's just raining damage onto this pitch. Looking for FresHkimo. 1 hit, but FresHkimo manages to get on his mount here.
He's chasing for it.
He knows he's somewhere around the corner, catches him, trying to heal up, and nowhere to go. FresHkimo dies.
And there you can see with him Bozey alongside as gerrah trying to do what he can with the totem already down, getting chipped away at payload, still moving on.
This is just a distraction.
That's all they need to do, though. Distract as they move their way in and keeping them busy. This is the burn card advantage they've got right now. They've slaughtered the boys of Team Question Mark at the end of this game.
They're farming kills. They're not even
Taxes.
pushing in the payload at this point. No one's on it. They're just getting these players as they come out of their base. Hexifire's online. Not even needed. Death and Taxes push the payload in, and they're going to go up 2-0 over Team Question Mark.
Would love to actually see the player damage from those 2 teams. 9-2 game 1, 9-1 game 2 as well. And then coming up for game 3 as well, we'll see, realistically, unless something changes for Team Question Mark.
Say that again?
Unless something changes for Team Question Mark here, Death and Taxes, well, are they going to run away with this again?
They might go into switching up the composition. It's clear that the EV's not doing enough, right? It feels like the EV's doing the same type of deal that the Grok is doing, where the Grok gets in, tries to hold the point. When he takes a lot of damage, he ghost walks and remains it, and that's just to allow his team to follow up. But it just doesn't seem like the EV's as effective.
And the biggest issue with the Eevee not being as effective, it's not like the player is bad, because we saw how good Kamyker is on her earlier on in this tournament. It's just the lineup he's against. Who's he supposed to focus? I keep saying this. And in the end, Bird is able to sit on the backside, which is the same job as what Eevee's there to do realistically, and get so much more damage out and be much more of a threat.
And you can see Tuzkar there, not very high on the eliminations, no solo kills, low damage, but that's entirely because he is all about the point contention. Tuzkar is the man on the point, capping it at all time. He has Dome Shield, he has Barricade, he has Turrets. He has so many options to make sure that Death and Taxes can secure the point. And that's what they've done such a beautiful job of both games so far, is making sure they control the capture point. And that just gives them such a massive advantage with a guaranteed 2.
But this is such an organized team as well. You can see that they're all on the same page. They know their game plan. They know what to do at the capture point, who's going to be on it, who's going to be pushing forward to stop the incoming surgence of defenders to try and take it as well. And then when it comes to the payload, they know who's doing that, and the roles change up once more, and they know who's the front line.
So I do suspect that, I would imagine that we might see some team comp changes. Clearly, everything's working for Death and Taxes. Everything's firing. I think they're just better players individually and a better unit as well, which is kind of one of the big things. So at this point, maybe you switch it up. Maybe you bring out something that maybe the other team wouldn't suspect.
A bit of flair.
A bit of flair.
A bit of Fernando.
Oh, I don't think we're going that far.
That
we're not gonna flare that hard.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I guess that'll be the question for the game 3 between the 2 teams at the moment. So Mugiwawa playing the barrack every single game so far. Mugiwawa is pretty much doing exactly the same job as Tuzkar. Here, Mugiwawa, he's known before for having an esports sort of professional past. Same for Bird on the side of Death and Taxes too. And both these two head-to-head loggerheads at the moment. Start 1 and 2 this week, but we'll find out who's going to win.
Both of them have been to lands before, and I think that's pretty I think that's good for your team to have someone who has experience, you know, playing competitively and can really take these 5 players and make them a single unit.
You called it here. Bird is not going to be playing Drogoz this time around. It
oh,
will
wow.
be Ying that he's going to be picking up instead here. So, bit of a different situation. It's definitely a harassing tool here is Ying, but a different situation one.
And Ying has, right, Ying is just annoying more than anything, right? She's very disrupting to team fights. She pops out her illusions, she can shatter them, and more importantly is that once you do that dimensional rift, you can teleport to the previous illusions you've come up. And then the ultimate as well, illusionary rift. You just spawn a bunch of illusions, your team looks like they're on the other side. It's probably going to be pretty important here for the teams to pick up some anti-CC burn cards.
This is confidence in Death and Taxes bringing this one out, but the response here, Kamyker on the Eevee has a target now, a real target to be looking to try and pick off in this Ying and put the pressure on if he can. But once again, guess who we're with? It's SunCommander.
So
he gets triple kills, he gets quadra kills, he gets all the kills, but right now he's my fault if I'm not careful.
He's just zoning members off right now, and you can see Death Attacks, they're not even grouped on the point because the Pip's raining damage from above. They don't want to risk grouping up and taking so much splash damage from Explosive Flash. You can see just there.
Yeah, you just saw the totem now been dropped down there as well by Bozey. But with a barricade available, they're going to get some ticks on that point one more time round of Death and Taxes. Well, there's the Ying, a first little look at that one. We'll take out the turret and keep it at bay. But now, Team Question Mark, head on to the point.
You can see Ying just causing so much disruption. It's SunCommander who's going to take out Marre for first blood, but Bird quickly falls in return to Mugiwawa.
Yeah, damage coming out now in response from the Pip, and it looks like there's a lot of pressure coming out from Simsiloo. One more time round. Again, Mugiwawa very low here. Needs to be careful of his position. He really wanted that health pickup, but he couldn't be able to get there. Once again, though, capture point. Tick, tick, ticking away in Death and Taxes' favor.
Ultimate's online right now for this Pip here, just trying to force Mugiwawa off. Mugiwawa very low, has the turret on the side actually doing a lot of work, and now Marre goes forward. He's trying to stop the point. He knows that he can't drop this once again, but at 90%, I don't see how Team Question Mark can.
Trying to buy time. You actually saw the barricade actually come up there from Mugiwawa, just for a defensive, not even on the point. So once again, the payload goes in their favor, and then the boys of Simsiloo, of Bozey, of SunCommander, they pile forward again.
They're so good. It's the same strategy every single time. Get the point, it's actually not get the point, it's get a couple kills, then focus on the point, and then stop those players who had died from running back after their respawn, knocking them off their mounts, and it's just so good. And right now, Bird doing the same thing he did on Drogoz, just sitting in kind of these upper areas, right, getting a vantage point, and then just poking.
He's a harass, keep them busy.
Look at this.
Meanwhile, Tuzkar's on the payload, pushing it around. The other three are really on the front line as a group with the sustain and the shields that they can provide each other. It's beautiful.
This is nasty. All he's doing is spawning illusions, clicking shatter, and then the illusions are searching out to try and find members. So useful. Tip is coming forward, though, and it's going to be draw to take out Simsiloo. He's trying to get another player, but he can't manage it, and now Bird getting focused in the back line. He's being taken out by FresHkimo as well.
That's the issue with Bird. A little bit of a different situation compared to the Drogoz, where he can take to the sky and get out of the danger zone.
A lot of options.
And now Bozey's in a bit of pressure here, so he's got to back away now. Gerrah on the Grok earlier just created that with that Tempest to buy his team time. Death and Taxes recognize this, so they're going to back away, wait for the team to come up. SunCommander on the front line again, not a surprise.
And Team Question Mark, they're actually holding pretty well. We saw this from them in Game 1 as well, doing a good job of not allowing Death and Taxes to kind of just run away with it. Grok here, Tempest online, but he's just throwing out some poke damage. And honestly, Team Question Mark, they've got the vantage point right now. They've got the high ground, and they're doing a good job of not allowing Death and Taxes to walk this in for free.
We said that they had the upper ground in the very first game of the set, but
That's
unfortunately they didn't manage to hold it well enough, and it was Death and Taxes that came out on top. And look at this against SunCommander. He's basically hitting every single shot.
He's by himself on this side, just doing so much damage. Not enough to kill anyone, but forcing the back, and he's actually able to snipe out gerrah on the back line. Hexifire's online, but he's facing off against Marre here. I would imagine he's going to fall. No hover, does have a emitter shield, but he's holding it for now, and he's actually drawing Maw into him.
This is smart, though. Draw him in so his team can buy time, and he will fall down at the end, but he's still allowed his team a moment's breath.
And now 45 seconds left. You could see Simsiloo right here. He's going to be waiting for his team to regroup. And look at this, a little sneaky play coming out from Bird. He's trying to find this FresHkimo by himself, but he actually gets turned on by Kamyker.
It was a good switch, but it didn't work out for him. And this is Bird a little bit flashy here, a little bit flamboyant with this pick. I don't think that the Drogoz definitely worked out better for them. But when
I
you
think
have
it was so much more
2-0 here, it works out for you to give something else a go.
21 seconds, though. Still left. Death and Taxes pushing this payload forward. The Pip's going to take to this guy. Simsiloo just trying to distract for now, poking out some damage on Marre, but he's got a meter activated. SunCommander over on that side as well, and it's kind of a pinch maneuver right now. Here comes the barricades and the dome shields, though, as Team Questionmark are trying to hold 3 seconds.
Questionmark may be able to hold this. They've got that dome shield down, which is keeping him over. Overtime initiated, though, as Bird is on the point. But really, you don't really want Bird on the point for this one. It's up to Simsiloo with the chickens.
Oh, the chickens! Oh, it's forced them back into their spawn. Overtime, and it's going to go in. Defense failed 4 quick points. Once again for Death and Taxes.
And I was just holding the ultimates to the end there. Bird was just trying to be another person on that point, allow them to just hold the overtime a little bit longer, and in the end, Simsiloo came through with the chicken.
It was the chickens, dude. It was the
Mojos,
evil mojo at the end right
evil
there.
Mojos.
You just saw the chickens were scattered everywhere. They couldn't hold the point anymore, forced back into their own base, and man, Death and Taxes, they're looking real good. And just think, Torpedo's better.
We go with the burn cards straight away, and 3 for everybody on the side of Death and Taxes once again with that opportunity for
Lots
themselves.
of blast shields.
Anti-heal is one of the biggest talking points as well. They're making sure they get a lot of that to just dissuade the enemy and reduce the healing, which really makes an impact.
And now, once again, Death and Taxes here, going to look to try and find control. We're going to be following SunCommander once again, doing so much work, and he's actually caught by himself, but he has 3,000 health, and there goes Hexafire. He takes out Mugiwawa. He gets draw as well. He does finally fall in return as Marre takes him out.
Meanwhile, on the point, nothing to worry about there. Tuzkar's doing what he does best, and that's hold the point and get the points up.
All
so
he needs to do.
Two.
That's all he needs to do. And Bird also follows up with Bozey and Simsiloo to take out the members. And that's the thing. Even though SunCommander died there, all of Questionmark were focused on him, right? That was the call. Hexifire's activated. Let's take him out. But they all grouped up and completely ignored the rest of the DPS.
And right now you can see exactly what Bird's doing. He's trying to find out where people are, using the shatter to chase them down and find out where they're going to be.
He's just distracting them.
Just keep them busy.
90 points.
While Tuzkar continues on the point with the barricade.
There it is. Objective lost. 6 points now for Death and Taxes. Looking to close this one out in only 3 games. This is a best of 5, and right now they're up 2-0. And isolated is Marre. Tuzkar takes him out.
Game 1 was 9-2. Game 2 was 9-1. Could this be a 9-0 for the clean sweep?
I mean, it could be. Team Questionmark, they've already lost 3 here. And once again, the team is just doing such a good job.
Got a double there with the illusions coming out nicely in her favor. My thought was a bit of a flashy, flamboyant pick, but it's working out so far in this one as Tuzkar.
It dies a little. You know, Ying dies a little bit easier than Drogoz, who has those options. But just such a good job right now, and this is just kind of this poke god, right?
It's free poke the whole time.
And
obviously, if you get focused and you are the real version of Ying, you can quickly switch yourself to a better location if you're lucky enough. But FresHkimo going to find him there. 2 quick shots, he's half health. However, Bird got a lot of support there.
Oh, he actually teleports behind him. Oh man, Marre kind of got outplayed there. Dimensional Rift, very powerful, and he had no idea where Bird ended up.
2 minutes already on the clock, and you can already see they're all over the payload point. This is already in.
Oh, it's done. This was the fastest one we've seen. If Death and Taxes convert this, which they just did, that was the fastest one we've seen coming up from them.
There was no messing around with that from them, just walking. Obviously, the burn cards paid off for them that round as well, killing them early on, and now you'll see the advantage of the burn cards.
How many burn cards can they even buy? How many burn cards can Questionmark even buy? It's looking like 0.
At the moment, I mean, don't think they just have much. Maybe 1 or 2.
Couple blast shields.
200 gold, that's about it. There's not much they've really got available to themselves.
We got a blast shield there. 2 blast shields coming out. And a little bit of nimble on the other side. So looking for the movement speed as well as the extra 600 health. And now...
Not much gold. Not much gold at all. Haven coming out as well, just trying to reduce some of the damage and come into themselves. But it's not going to be enough. 8-0 is Death and Taxes here in the best of 5. This is pretty much... It is match point. It is game set and match point.
This could be a 9-0.
If Death and Taxes can win this, they'll move themselves on to week 5 and Questionmark, where they're going to have to fight all the way through week 3 again.
And Death and Taxes want it. Bozey surging forward, has Tempest as well as Illusionary Rift, and a double kill coming out from Simsiloo as well. Death and Taxes had their ultimate saved from the last round. Quickly, deicide team question mark.
GG, no re will be the call.
They can't even make it.
They've got to try and run back, and you can already see where the boys of Simsiloo are, straight on the front line with Bird to zone them all away from the point. This will go through, and this will be the end of Team Question Mark's run this week.
Wow.
But Death and Taxis, I tell you what, people said they were favorites this week. I can see why.
It's this has been a dominating performance from them.
Chicken.
There goes Evil Mojo, just not even allowing Question Mark to come close, and a quick 3-0 sweep. Only 3 points managed by Question Mark there.
And he just got progressively worse. Look at that, 9-2, 9-1, 9-0. Says it all. Straight away, just as the game went on, Death and Taxis had the number of Team Question Mark as the game went on.
And that's going to be it for them. They're going to qualify into the 5th week of the qualifiers. Now, for those who don't know, as we progress through here, each week we're going to qualify a new team into the final tournament. And that final tournament on, I believe it's week 6 or week 5, will then find our 2 contenders from each region going to DreamHack.
Going to DreamHack, and they will compete there against each other as well, which will be exciting to see the difference between North America and Europe as this one's going on. You can see the results of that final game on your screen there as well. But one exciting week 2 already. Just that was so fast-paced and very, very focused. SunCommander is a god.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at him and some of the plays he made. He was just such a good front line, right? Also, knowing when to fall back with his emitter shield as well to make sure to keep his team safe on the point was one of the most critical things I saw from him.
His baiting as well. You saw, like you said, he was at low health, but he still hung around, right? Oh. He knew he had emitter shield available if he needed to, and if he was in real trouble, could hover as well and get himself out of the danger zone a little bit more. And this is just good poking everywhere he goes, realizes the calls coming out of who's weak, who's available for him to look at.
And holds his Hexafire actually for quite some time. Make sure that he's going to get guaranteed kills with his team, or at the very least, make sure that it's used for the point hold more than anything, right? Make sure he can help his team push the payload in there at the end. And this is just him sniping out a couple different members.
He just realizes when someone's low, who to go for. When he gets focused, he retreats back and tries to lure them away. The payload was still moving there. As you see, Marre changes his man and finally comes in for him for the kill. He's just trying to buy time for Hover or Emitter to come up. He does end up falling down here, which is fine, but he does his job. And that's all he had to do.
And everyone doing the job as well. Simsiloo on that pip, honestly. You saw, I think, in all 3 games actually finishing top damage for his team. He was very good at making sure to stay alive. And I think he had the fewest deaths of his team in each game as well. Very good at kind of sitting in that back line and throwing out the damage. Throws out the healing potion when he needs to. Explosive flash when all the members are group. And he wasn't there for the solo kills. He was there to just set up for the rest of his team.
I mean, it's a team game, and that's exactly what Death and Taxis did. Won like a team. Tomorrow, however, we will have North American Paladins, which will be taking place, and then we'll be bringing you all the action from the finals of that one once more. Over that side of things, not sure who's on top at the moment. There's a lot of talk about Eager maybe being okay. We'll find out, though, because it didn't look so good week 1. For the meantime, though, that's enough from us. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you all again for some more Paladins action in the realm.